pleasure for me as a longtime fan to be sitting here with Aaron Gray.
Here with Larry Hama.
We're talking with Kevin J. Anderson, best-selling author.
Mr. Neil Adams.
I am here with David Prince.
Axel Alonso, editor.
Shadow Stevens. And Devil's Comic-Con with John Delancey.
With Tom King.
Kevin Conroy.
Free comic book day.
Denise Crosby.
PopCon Pop Expo.
Here on location at Star Wars Celebration.
Cafe Expo, talking for our second time with Gil Gerard.
Wichita, Kansas at Time Eddie.
Producer David Gerald.
I've got Eric Flint.
Are here at Smallville Comic-Con.
Wizard World St. Louis.
VillageCon in Bentonville, Arkansas.
Michael Lombardi.
We were talking with Alan Dean.
Quincy Allen.
Suzanne Landon.
Of Starlog Magazine, Mr. Kerry Oakwood.
Chris Sami.
Len Lee. Dave Schwartz. Mano Inkarami. Jason Aaron.
This is Sci-Fi for Me, your portal to the science fiction multiverse.
The Immortal Mask, a 1970 superhero crime noir adventure that follows a retired soldier who is given a covenant interview with a death row inmate. What he learns from the interview thrusts him into Atlanta's shadowy underworld. He'll have to utilize his military training to survive from being hunted for the information that could topple the most powerful ruling class in the city. This is not a pre-order or a crowdfunding campaign. Get your books now at Denali's.com.
Seconds to curtain, folks.
Your favorite podcast, it's Critical Plus.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Jimmy in the house.
Not nearly a year in between shows for once.
Oh, it's always fun having you on, man. And I love I don't get tired of that trailer. Seeing that animation.
Me neither.
Well, you put so much work into it.
I don't get tired of it because I know that it's finally done.
But is it done? Is
No.
it really done?
No, because the pilot itself is only 30 seconds long so far. We still got a while to go.
Yeah, you need at least 30 minutes of a pilot, right?
No. It
20 minutes with 10 minutes of commercials?
Well, I mean, No, not anymore. Like nowadays, if you want to pilot, like the average cartoon is about 8 to 10 minutes. So
Okay,
I'm
so short.
for that. Yeah, like an Adventure Time episode.
Okay, but that's one.
Yes.
Then you've got to do more.
No, I'm just gonna keep it to the pilot. That's it. That's maybe it'll get picked up, but at that point it's gonna be okay. I did my adventure.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Now
We need comics to be made, people.
Yeah. Now a team of people will take over the animation and the stories, and when they say, Mike, we need stories, you're like, here's the comics. Use these.
Like here, have your storyboards.
Are you worried at all that the stories won't be? I mean, you're going to be busy making the comics. Are you going to have time to actually oversee and approve?
I have no idea. We will see. That is, if it even happens, that is a future me problem.
Okay. You're putting that off for future. Future Mike can take care of that one.
Exactly. Pushing it ahead of me, please.
Just as long as he doesn't show up in like a time machine and say, "Hey, how come you didn't write this down?"
Boy.
There's a great Calvin and Hobbes strip, and I don't know if you're familiar with Calvin and Hobbes over there in Amsterdam.
Not as big, but
he was like a 7-year-old kid, and
I know the characters. So yeah.
So he's supposed to write a report for school, and whenever he invents something, it's always a cardboard box, and he just writes on it that it's this. He's like, it's 6 o'clock, and I have to have this report done, and I want to I want to play with cars and stuff. He's like, I'll build a time machine, and I'll go forward 8 hours, and I'll get the report from 8 o'clock, Calvin, and then bring it back here, and it'll be done. And of course, he goes there, and it's like it's unreal. There's 2 Calvins. He's like, where's the report? You didn't do it.
Yep. Exactly.
Neither one of them did it.
Future me. Good luck. Have fun.
So Life on Cora, the volume 1. This is collecting everything that's been published before.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of new material, I think. Am I overstating?
Yeah, no, you definitely will get some new material because you will be getting the 24-hour comic challenge story.
Yes. Oh, I watched that. Not all 24 hours. I'm not insane.
Well, I managed to go for 20 hours. I will admit that my body gave out. But
20 hours is still impressive.
It was insane. So we managed to get the entire comic penciled in the 20 hours that we went, and I inked 9 out of the 24 pages. Cool.
It was.
I've had fun.
It looked like you guys were having a blast. Now do you think maybe if all 4 of you, because half the team couldn't make it that day. There was a tragedy and couldn't be helped.
Yes.
So do you think if all 4 had been there, that a full comic would have been done, or would it have been pretty much the same?
Yeah. Because the workload would have been completely different. It would have been a different story. So the 4 of us actually decided on a different story, like just the premise. Like nothing was scripted beforehand, just like we did with the story we did now. It was just, it was a different story. It was going to go deep into the world building, and we still want to do that story. Like all 4 of us, we're in for it. But that's something for the future as well. But
will it be done as another 24-hour challenge?
I am not making promises. Because this was very intense, and especially just me not being very used to lacking sleep.
Yeah,
I value my sleep, people. I'm very conscientious when it comes to my health and my sleeping pattern and all that, because I live a very busy life. So sleep enough, eat healthy, care about yourself. Hygiene is important, people.
Yes. Don't be the guy that everyone thinks a comic book fan is. Okay.
Exactly. deodorant is not a shower.
No, it is not. And layer after layer of it over days does not help.
No.
It's just it smells like a skunk died in a pine forest.
Exactly. But that being said, no, we had a ton of fun. It was amazing. And yeah, we didn't get the whole thing made in 24 hours. I admit that. Well, we got the story down. We got the story storyboarded. We got it penciled. And I got 9 pages inked. Luz did a couple of pages of lettering. She will be finishing the lettering on her own. So I'm leaving my PC to her and be like, yeah, you learned a new skill. Go enjoy it. And I'm super proud of the story she put down. She was absolutely incredible and really held her own. This being her first time being a public figure on the internet like this too. So yeah, no.
Oh, she did. She carried herself well. You and Luce are quite the team, actually.
Well, we managed to go for 4 months in a relationship so far. So I'm not, you know, if anything was going to make us beat our heads together, this was it.
I know. I was just about to say, I was worried that it was going to be like, hour 18 and you start snapping at each other over little things in art and story because you're just punch drunk.
Yeah, no. No, if the 4 of us would have been together, we would have had a really, really deep world building story involving the ancients and Cora, and one of them waking up later. But that's as far as I'm going to go into that.
That's a story I have to have now. So,
exactly. That's a story that we are definitely still planning. But right now we went for a fruit story or fluffball that Luz pitched to me beforehand. Was like, hey, so what works with the world? I had the story in mind. It just came to me in a dream. What are the rules to your world? So we discussed that beforehand, even before the other story. And we were like, okay, it's not going to be the same thing, but it will be our thing. So we went for it, and we're proud of what we did. And I'm super happy that we did it in the end. And so, yeah, that is going to be a free extra story that every backer will get as a PDF. Not physical, because if we hit 5,000 euros, in the last 3 days, I know.
Let's make it happen, people. The link to this is right below there. Go click this.
No, seriously, guys, there's still limited edition hardcovers left, which are numbered, signed, and contain original sketch by myself. Just, tons of work. And if that happens, then you're not only going to get extra world building material, but you're also going to get the 24-page story in the book, adding it, making the whole book twice as thick from what you've seen before. This little proof copy here, it's going to add another half inch. So it's going to be like about 1.5 inches total.
That would be glorious. Let's make it happen, people.
And you will have 6 stories instead of 5. But yeah, get yourself one of these. Limited edition, hardcover, limited to 50. They will be numbered, signed, and contain a complete sketch by myself. And if you want to go for the easier route, you can always go for the softcover, which are available in Dutch and English, featuring the cover by series colorist Aristine. So this is her time to shine, because she has done every page of Lava Cora so far when it comes to coloring, and she deserves the spotlight because she is an amazing artist on her own. And I'm super happy to see it happen.
That's gorgeous. One of the things that I really love about Cora is that on the face of it, it's like, oh, it's cute little animals, and yes, it's child friendly to read, but it's not written to children.
No,
it's an all ages book. An adult can sit down and read this story and enjoy it and not feel like they sat down and said, yeah, I read this little kid's book. No, you read a science fiction book. It just happened to not be offensive or have, adult themes in it that you'd worry about your kid picking up.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I grew up on Franco-Belgian comics like Tintin and Asterix and Lucky Luke and tons of things. And all of them had the same thing in common. They were funny, they were fun, and they were for everybody. Anyone could pick them up, and anyone could have a fun, full story. And that is something that I want to see more of in the world, whether it's from myself or by others. So that's what I started creating. And Cora is a perfect example of that.
So somebody needs to get a hold of those titles, and I'm sure somebody has, like Fantagraphics, and start pushing them and promoting them to the American audience. Because a lot of people, I didn't know anything about Lucky Luke until you and I started talking online. And I think I sent you a picture a couple of towns further away. There's a Lucky Luke's barbecue joint, and they're using the logo of the character.
Yeah, no, I'm not surprised. And a lot of Americans don't know about this character at all, and it is such a funny Western spoof that is very underrated international in America, because in the United States, like in Europe, it is big. I actually know the official Lucky Luke cosplayer.
You are?
No, I know him.
Oh, okay. I didn't know there was an official cosplayer for.
Oh yeah, no. Let me look up his. There we go. Let me share a screen and share my audio. So there is an official Dutch Lucky Luke, who is a comic creator himself.
He does look like the character too.
No. He is the official Lucky Luke cosplayer. So yeah,
he looks like he just stepped right out of the page.
It's incredible. So he was used for a a promotion for one of the latest Lucky Luke albums, but that's been a while now. But yeah, and this is his art too. Like, he is a very established artist as well. He runs his own webcomic and is super funny.
That just perfectly lines up.
I know. He's awesome. Wonderful friend of mine.
That it was like a photo and then art until I looked at it close. I'm like, oh wow.
Yeah. No, that was a trend for a while, but he nailed it. And yeah, that was drawn by himself too. So
he is a very talented artist. You said this was for an album. For folks here in the U.S., albums over there are like what we would call books. they're collected volumes.
So let me.
Over here, we say album, and we're thinking of music.
So an album traditionally is a full story, usually about 48 pages, and it actually has a glued back. Here we go. And these
Square-bound?
It's square bound. This is one of the older ones where Lucky Luke is still smoking an actual cigarette that actually switched after 1987 because the creator decided that it was no longer suggested. It shouldn't be something that a character shouldn't be known for. But just look at those lovely monochrome colors. It is so Franco-Belgian.
That looks like something that would be fun to read.
It is.
I wish they were available here. I wonder if they are available here. I'm sure somebody's doing this.
They actually sold a lot in Canada, so you should be able to find them in a comic
I'm
shop.
seeing them on Amazon.
They are available in English.
They did a movie.
They did several movies.
Jean Dujardin and you can watch them on Amazon Prime.
Look, if you okay, this one I'm going to. Let me see.
There's a whole world of comics out there, folks. Just when you think you know everything about them, go a few thousand miles east or west, and there's a whole new thing.
Okay, so don't share this. But for you personally, if you want to have an hour of laughs with Hanna-Barbera animation, that is the Lucky Luke, one of the Lucky Luke animated movies.
I will definitely check that out. Don't auto start on me. Okay, good. It won't.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. But I can highly suggest checking out Lucky Luke and Asterix and just tons of them. Honestly, like we have such a big collective of creations. What up, Solid Halen?
So Solid Halen's agreeing with me. So yep, it's a whole big world. We're here to, of course, talk about the collected 1 through 5 now. Of
1 through
Life
5
on Cora in hardcover and softcover volumes. Of course, you can get the individual copies here as well, I believe, right? The ones you still have?
Well, all of them actually. All of them are available separately or as a collected edition, soft and hardcover.
And the life. Okay, so what is life on Cora? You may ask. Well, Cora is a kind of a planet, maybe ish. It's continents revolving around a core that serves as its sun. No one knows what it is, where it came from. It's ancient, and something happened. And since the time something happened, life has evolved in myriad, diverse forms on there. You've got. Tell us what these characters. You know what these races are, and I keep getting them mixed up.
Okay, so let's start with let's go by released issues. So we have in the top left Atsi, the big flying dragon creature. She is a Nunneley. So they're curious, they're sentient, and they have small tribes living up in the trees of the continent Rus. Now, going straight to the bottom right, there is Grund, and Grund is getting completely obsessed by Atsi after she falls down after an attack to the ground, and finds out that the Tusker and the Nunneley are distant cousins. Grund afterwards gets completely obsessed with getting his own wings, and he does so metaphorically and literally. Find out in a flying Tusker.
There's a lot of metaphor in these stories.
Yes. Then straight up from Grund there is Octas, and Octas is a Rockhola, and the Rockhola are a hive mind sentient rock people because we could have done it and we did it anyway.
That's Octaz right here. You can see my mouth circling around it.
Yeah, the big rocky dude.
Yeah, which isn't what he looks like.
No, it's technically an exoskeleton. So what you're looking at is the rock that is keeping the silicone-based life form inside safe and cold, because silicone does not like warmth. Then fourth, we have Calais, the water dragon right there. He is a Nicias living underwater, also on the Drus continent. And all the Nicias know that the inner talents ritual is the most important thing in someone's life, depicting everything about them. But Calais disagrees with what has been chosen for him. And through his story, you find out how he learns to cope with it, but also how to learns to make his way around it. And then last but definitely not least, the little guys, Oxtan and Toifan, one hanging on to Calais and the other annoying Otzi on her head, are the Eleni, tiny little creatures on big adventures that are going out to save their friend Benville, as he never came back from going on an exploration. And if you want to know more about those two, scroll down a little bit, and you will be able to see the animated pilot for the Life on Cora cartoon series.
We didn't show this last time. I'm going to show it this time.
There we go.
Maybe we did, but I've got to stop.
Not entirely sure.
Got to stop the screen.
You forgot the sound.
Yeah, well, I knew I should have stolen the video. Should have stolen the video and done it. No, don't play now. I'm going to make it big screen. Make it the big screen. Show the entire screen. Now, the thing is, these characters look cute. If you're thinking, oh, this is a funny animal kind of book, no, these things are these are engrossing stories, and you come away with something like that story meant something. Yeah. I think the first story I read was Octaz Climbs. I came into this in the middle of it, and I was like, oh, this isn't just about him climbing down the mountain. This is rank and structure and a caste society, and it's and his new role after showing his worth in something. I was like, that was kind of deep.
This meant 4 things.
Yes.
Are you absolutely sure about this, Toyvin?
Absolutely certain, Ogson. If there was any other way, I'd consider it.
Let's do it then.
The stones are stable. Follow my lead.
So, what do you know about the Aquanids?
I'll tell you later.
So, yeah, that was so much work already.
Just for that 30 seconds, a lot of work, because that's
not
animation.
Even 30. That is
you're
20
doing
seconds. So I can show you my latest piece of work when it comes to the pilot. Let me see.
I listened to that. I'm like, Daphne, you should find out who's doing the Peanuts cartoons, because you could get a job in there.
Yep. All right. So here's the thing that has been occupying me for the last couple of weeks. So many background pieces. And if you pay attention to the core itself, you can see that I pay too much attention, and it's actually giving off lightning as well.
It's radiating, yes.
So, yeah. And
now, had you done 2D animation before this experiment?
Yeah, the intro.
Okay, well, that of course, yeah.
Yeah, no, that is literally it. I've done a 1 second animation of Otzi flying around the core. Just getting to know the program a little. But other than that, no, none.
I mean, you know how to draw, so really the only thing now is to learn how timelines lay out, and not just to draw it a little bit different, but how much different to make it match timelines.
It's a lot of work, and
we all made the little dancing stick figure on the corners of our math books, where you flip the book and you do a little dance thing, but this is a little bit more advanced.
This is a little bit more thoughtful.
I should get you and John Celestri on a show sometime and just talk animation. Bring
so
we could even bring in Pedro Ang, who's been doing animation too.
Yeah. No, I've been learning a lot from both of them. Like they've been dropping hints here and there, because I do hang an animation every Thursday afternoon on
That's
the
right.
Comics Network.
That's right. We saw the ad at the beginning of the show. How could I think that this was a new idea I was tossing out here now?
But yeah, no, they've been checking me out, doing the live stream and just slaving away. And that's the thing too. Like, I'm just taking it easy. It's got to be fun, and it's got to stay fun.
As busy as you are actually casting about right now for new opportunities through the winter here, because you you're looking for editing jobs, you're looking for commissions, and folks, if you are looking for any commission work, now's the best time to get it, because guess what? It'll just ship over to the States with all the
That's right.
stuff, and then it will mail through, through the United States Postal Service, because we're going to do it the cheap way. You won't have to pay this international shipping rate to get something.
So long story short on that, right now my side job that normally pays my bills and does everything has been very shitty. So if you're looking for a letterer, editor, inker, pencils, pretty much everything regarding the comic work, I can do it. I can format to page sizes for printing. I can do everything. Like at this point, I've published 17 books, had to resize most of them, had to learn to turn them into PDFs, like everything. So if you need someone, oh my God.
Yeah, because life on Cora is where you've got to after a long road of many, many other books that you've done.
The volume 1 is just the accumulation of 5 books that I've released so far. But other than that, we have done anthologies like Over a Coffee. Oh, there we go. Combining all kinds of stories by other creators as anthologies, all about coffee, and having to format all their sizes to fit mine. And there's a lot in there. And this is one of the first things we actually published together with Love and Cora. But right now I'm publishing Love and Cora, The Radiant Sight, the Oswald Chronicles, Tall Tales, The Sin Killer, which one am I missing? Bloodwing Angel Chronicles by John Celestri. So we're a publishing house.
Yes, you got several titles, and you brought up The Radiant Sight, and I'm like, I hadn't heard anything about that. I was like, well, I guess it was one and done maybe, and it was didn't.
No. It's a work in progress. So the second one is coming up. Kimmy Comics is continuing the series. So
again, a very beautiful book. I can't believe that thing just did not skyrocket. But it's.
Hold on,
if I can predict comics the way I predict stocks, I guess.
Let's see. Present share screen. Let me show you.
What are we looking at with Radiant Sight now? Because that cover just killed.
There we go. So this is Kimmy Comics' film, and so she is continuing the work on the series. And
this is...
I originally already wanted her to be the person drawing this series, but I was like, I'm never going to be able to afford you. Then she came to me, and we cut a deal.
Now, did she draw the first issue?
No, she did not draw the first issue, sadly.
I didn't think so, because this is a different style. I like it. I like it a lot.
This is the style that that Martin and I, sort of writer and I, originally wanted. But we had to go with someone else. But that risk was not worth it, and we went for someone a little more expensive, but a little more reliable. And Kim and I have been very good colleagues for the last couple of years. So we come along fine, and it's fun working with one another. And so,
for anybody wondering what the Radiant Sight is and what all these pictures were of this girl and her friend and her boss walking around, the Radiant Sight is basically Cinderella. It's a Korean drama, K-drama type thing, and she has this dress, and she doesn't know it, but when she wears this dress, she's irresistible. She's
dressed to impress, especially if it makes you irresistible.
She doesn't know why everyone goes out of their way to help her or cater to her. The prince falls in love with her. It's not really a prince. It's like, I think his last name is Prince, or he's head of Prince Industries or something. But she puts it on to get into a party because she's got to tell her friends something. And as soon as she enters the room, it's like nobody checks her ID. She obviously belongs here, and it's just gorgeously done.
It's I love the style in this. Don't get me wrong, but the artist and I, it wasn't that great a production. It wasn't that great a back and forth when it came to working together. And so I decided, it happens. I took a risk. This is it was a new IP that I was financing, and still am. And it's a shame that it didn't work out like this. But on the other hand, I now have someone working on it that I am so behind. So, yeah.
Well, like you've mentioned, you had a shortfall here with the side job, and that's why we want to make sure people are aware. Solid Halon has it on digital, so
sweet.
You know exactly what I'm talking about, man. How good this is. I have to have hard copy of things. I like to be able to hold comics. So what is the best way, I guess, to reach you if they do want to commission, if they do need a letter or an editor?
Okay, so on Twitter, let me just drop my links. I am at @and_ants. Let me throw them in the private chat. And on Facebook, you can find my page, Fairies and Ends. If it wants to load, there we go.
So there's the Twitter link, folks. If you want to reach out to Mike Jimmy and drop a link, or say, hey, would like to get something drawn. What do you draw? I don't see your drawing that much. You know that. I'm seeing somebody else draw these books.
Let's see. Actually, I did put out a Facebook promotion about it. So that actually has some of my. Actually, let's go to my portfolio.
Yeah, show us your stuff, man. Because I say I haven't seen your art. We just watched 2 animated trailers, which you drew the entire thing.
All right, let me share my screen. There.
Okay, that's your colors on there.
Yeah. Digital inks. This is traditional art. This is completely traditional. This is watercolor. And watercolors with traditional inks as well. Like, this is all traditional art because I love doing traditional art.
Yeah, you can tell the difference sometimes.
This is digital, actually. And traditional as well. And yeah, I'm completely a traditional inker, and I love traditional art. And as for comic pages, well, I can do coloring, I can do all kinds of things. And I'm available for everything. So if you want,
I guess rates would pretty much depend on what the person needed. We couldn't really.
Yeah,
say, hey, do a picture for this, or
it's like, don't expect exorbitant prices, guys. Like, don't worry about that. But if you want something drawn out, like something like this, multiple characters and a big monster in the background, this goes for like $100. Like,
oh, that's cheap.
Exactly. Like, I'm not that expensive.
Yeah. So somebody's going to come to you and say, okay, can you do Batman? Can you do Wolverine?
Yeah, I actually can.
Of course you can. That's what happens when you go to a convention. You're like, hey, I'm the guy who created this IP here. You want this? And it's like, can you do Batman?
There we go.
Oh, very nice.
Let's see. And here we go. Some fan art of the Incantessi. And Lady Satan by Lucifer Storm.
I thought she looked familiar.
Let's see. And then this one was just a passion thing for me personally.
Like a Mothman fighting a dragon.
This is Sevier. And Sebir is my little sage owl, and he is the main character of the story that started my whole comic career, Sage's Sunset. And I can show that off too. So, way back in 2017, little Mike Jimmy decided, you know what? I feel so awful. Let's go into comics.
Yes.
And I did. And so you really see, like, these are literally the first pages I have ever drawn in comics. And so you see how far I've come, even though, yeah, you can see that it's me.
I love checking out new creators like that, like you, like Nina Aberline, because you can watch that evolution in real time as you guys just get better. What did you do art wise before you said let's do comics? I mean, were you classically trained, or were you just like naturally gifted? Let's try to do something now.
No, I am completely self-trained when it comes to art. But when it comes to drawing, like, I came into art as a background concept artist. So you have, children's book stuff, character designs, but like backgrounds, that's where I shone.
I can
that's where my stuff shines. So yeah, like this is from 2016. So, even before I started comics or anything. And yeah, like I like big stuff. I like big, elaborate,
that's a
thoughtful,
awesome tree. Oh, it's a giant. Well, he's not a giant, but he is to them.
He is to them, yeah. This one is called Great Architects. They are actually so small that they know exactly how the universe works, and therefore they are amazing at building houses.
So everybody hit the links in the chat over here and reach out to Mike Jimmy and get your background, your cover, your commission, whatever you need done.
Yeah, cover art, all that stuff. Like there we go.
Oh, very nice. I love you like dragons a lot.
I like dragons a lot. And here we go. Here's Sebir again. Yeah, this one is from 2017. I have it colored as well. There we go. So this is traditional pencil coloring. And yeah. And I don't shy away from any kind of art. Whether it's full or everything is fine.
I was gonna say, well, you know what people want, boobs.
Yeah, I can do women. Let me see. Is there something here that I haven't shown off yet? Yeah, here we go. So.
Oh, now we're into space.
So this was a joke thing where in Sage's Sunset, at some point the main character lets out a gigantic magic blast and it goes nowhere, so it goes into the universe. And just like in Dragon Ball Z, where you can just see the Kamehameha, go into the distance, with the joke going, yeah, they just killed that planet. Well, they just accidentally did the space station.
Okay.
And yeah.
Accidental good aim.
Yeah, exactly. Swarm Dragon and stuff like that. Like, yeah, I'm not afraid to draw pretty much anything. And yeah, so hit me up if you want anything done, because I'm pretty much available for everything.
All right.
And I like drawing challenges.
Yeah. That's what that's what I do when I go to cons, which I don't now. Is my collection is, I've got a Batgirl collection. It's an accidental collection, but it became something that I was like, okay, well now I'm stuck with it.
Yeah.
But I would see an artist and they might be known for a certain character, and I would think real hard of a character they don't draw.
Yeah.
To make it a sort of a challenge. And the first one I had was I said, well, can you draw the Barbara Gordon Batgirl? Because the guy was a Marvel artist or something. He's like, I need a reference, but he got a reference and he drew it. And I got 2 pictures at that convention, and so like I didn't have to think about the next one. Like, yeah, he's drawing Batgirl. Let's see what you both do. And now I had a body of work. So I just have. I was like, hey, young me was like, wouldn't it be cool to have the same character drawn by all these different artists? That's never been done before. And so now it's a thing. So I've got. If I take the studio thing down here, you'll just see different Batgirl posters, pictures all over the place from different artists. Some of them I don't know who they are because a friend would go to a convention. He'd like, hey, you want me to get you anything? I'm like, yeah, here's $40. Anybody in the independent aisle that's drawing that you can afford with that, have them do the Barbara Gordon Batgirl. So I've got signatures. I'm like, I have no idea who this person is. I'm Googling signatures now. Like, this person's really good. Who is it?
Generally, like that is their fault, because if you ask them for a commission, the first thing they should do is add a card.
Yes.
And
put their name on it.
Yeah, like add a card, put their actual name under it if they want more work. Especially, because what a lot of creators forget when they're at a con is that tomorrow that same person might want you again, or they're going to talk about you and be like, hey, you need something for this and this. I know a guy. And if they can't have you on the top of their head immediately, or are able to find your name immediately, you're screwed. You just killed your own job.
There's like, well, I really like that guy's style there. Well, if you can decipher the signature, then you can contact this person.
Exactly.
And even deciphering the signatures, I still had to hunt through Facebook over multiple different people with the same name.
I'm not
like,
surprised.
oh, this guy draws comics. Okay, I think that's him.
Generally, I put myself down as Lorsha MJB or LMJB in all of my stuff. But I always give my card saying Fairies and Ents. And Fairies and Ents is a name that sticks. Just because it doesn't, it's not written in the way that you expect. But if you look up and Ents or Fairies and Ents, even if you type fairies in the normal way, you will find me.
So there's a lot of different things on the campaign here. It's not just the book. You can get the Otzi plushie, which I have.
There she is.
55-year-old man in proud possession of an Otzi plushie.
12 inches, super cute, super cuddly, posable ears, because yes.
Yeah, it's a really cool toy.
They're adorable. I absolutely adore her, and hopefully the first of many, but these are an investment.
Oh yeah, they were expensive. They were expensive, and but I had to have one. Once I saw them come in the shipment, I'm like, I hope there's an extra. There was an extra. I said, here's money. I pay for what you get, folks. But it's beautiful. It sits up on top of my closet. Next to my plushie, the Embrace, and my plushie Hedgehog, who shows up on the Marmalade shows sometimes. I'm building a body. I'm building a family of plush. Apparently,
you didn't know it yet, but eventually they will invade your home.
They're all friends of Marmalade, and I'm going to work them into the show somehow, some way. I've only got 2 hands, but if I can figure out how to pull off multiple puppets in a single show, it will happen. If you're watching this on replay, folks, hopefully you're still watching it with time left to get through the Kickstarter. It is linked below at the bottom of the screen. Click on it, get over there to it, get in on this while you still can. You don't have to get the limited edition stuff, but I wouldn't. There's still some available. There's only 50 of them.
If you just want the soft cover, it's available in Dutch and in English. So I'm translating La von Cora for the first time.
Now, that's Dutch is your native language, right?
Yeah.
So you had to learn English. Now you're writing English and you're taking it back to Dutch. Is that weird?
Yes, because all of my writers so far have been native English speakers.
Okay.
And I'm bilingual. I am advanced in English, more so than I am in Dutch, because I talk a lot more in English with you guys than I do in Dutch. That being said, translating it is actually a lot of fun because it makes me cringe so hard. I don't like speaking. I don't like reading in Dutch all that much. Not that I hate the language. I don't. It's just not for me. But
yeah, it's I worked at a place that had a plant in Mexico, and they said, hey, send an email down to these guys here and find out about this certain thing. I don't remember what it was about, but I do remember I wrote the email and then I ran it through like Google Translate. And I came out with something in Spanish and I pasted the Spanish into the email. I'm like, I'm going to look so good. And they replied back, says, we speak English down here, right? and plus that was the worst Spanish we've ever seen.
You tried.
I tried, but it was like, apparently Google Translate in 2005 was not the way to go for a whole block of text. I'll tell you what a word is.
Especially not by then.
TJ can't wait for his Cora to arrive. Thank you, TJ, for being a background.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
There's still time to say, hey, Mike, would you send maybe a little Otzi drawing in there, commission an Otzi to come with your piece, and it would ship with it. We would take care of that. But thank you, appreciate it. Thank you for being on the stream too. So, Mike, another hour gone.
It goes by so fast.
It does, but I love talking about life on Cora. I can tell you this is a passion project for you too. I think you could stand up at a convention and just do a whole panel on life on Cora and just.
Yes, I haven't yet, but that is something that I'm considering for the future.
It's a new year. Conventions are coming up. You making plans for them or?
There's a couple coming, like all of them in the Netherlands, not too far away because I can't drive yet. But other than that, when it comes to international stuff, in the final weekend of October, so out of my head, 27, 28, I will be at HelloCon in Dalton, Georgia.
Oh. Like Georgia in the U.S., not Georgia in Russia.
That's right.
Okay, well, that's worth the trip for everybody here in the United States to get a ticket to Dalton.
Exactly.
Georgia.
I was planning on going in any case, but Luz was like, "I'm going," so we're going together, and we're making it a full vacation for the two of us. But yeah,
that'll be fun. Here's the thing about driving around Georgia. You can't get directions anywhere, especially if you're in Atlanta, because here are directions in Atlanta. You go 3 miles down on Peachtree, then you turn right on Peachtree for another 1.5 miles. Then you circle around on Peachtree and you turn left on Peachtree. And it's like, because they grow so many peaches there and they named every street, it was like Lane, Boulevard, Avenue. Mm-hmm. You've got to be careful. It's easy to get.
No, it's about 1.5 hours out of Georgia, out of Atlanta. So yeah, we're gonna go there. We're gonna just have an awesome vacation there and combine it with HelloCon. So we're gonna meet a lot of Rising Tide people. We're gonna meet a lot of Indie Comics Network people, and we're gonna have fun. I'm looking forward to it already. It's gonna be great
already. I'm gonna make notes to see if I can't squeeze that in, because I never get to meet any of y'all. You don't do cons. If you're gonna come all the way across the ocean, the least I can do is drive over a couple of states.
This is gonna be good.
Mike, thank you for coming on today, man. I appreciate
Always
it.
Pleasure.
Like I said, I'm urging everyone to get in on this campaign. The Kickstarter below. I'm going to be getting in on it because I'm not that far from Nita, and Nita's not that far from her daughter. So my 1 of 50 is going to have 2 signatures on it if I can wing it. I'll make it happen somehow, unless Nita gets mad at me, which could never happen.
Well, I mean, Nita gets angry at everyone at some point. It's fine.
I know.
We love you.
She's got a fun Facebook page to follow because it's always everything I see on there is about. Yeah, I don't care about this. Yeah, I don't care about. Like, I don't see you fighting with anybody. Who are you telling this to? But it's fun to read anyway. It's, it's all behind the scenes, right? Okay.
It's all behind the scenes. It's hilarious. Don't ask me in insights. I'm not telling
behind those curtains, so maybe I don't want to be. All right, everybody in the chat, thank you so much for being here today. I almost said tonight because we usually do this at night, but it's day now. We don't have a show without you guys. Yeah, well, what time is it there now? Is it dark yet?
It's 8 p.m.
Oh, time to go to bed. So
old people time.
Old people time, yes. We don't have a show without you guys, and we're glad you're here. And as always, while you were here, we just hope you had a blast.